What's the status of some of your players coming out of Saturday's game, like Jamari and Corey and Jenkins? There's a long list of
Correct.
guys.
We have to give you your names, but those three, we'll try to get them healthy this week, and hopefully back at practice on Sunday is the goal.
Right, but nothing right now that would be season-ending for those three?
No, I don't see any season-ending injuries that we had. Our fullback maybe after a little while. KJ's might take a little while, but he's done a good job these last couple of days. But just normal bumps and bruises. But we came out of this one with some bumps and bruises. So there's quite a few guys that got to get healthy. So we'll speed it up as fast as we can and try to get some of them back by Sunday, if not a little bit later.
I guess the pressing concern is what the secondary, and how many more guys do you need to get ready to play and be available if some of those guys can't make it.
Well, yes, we'd like to get Corey and Jamari back. Reese Taylor, I think we'll be ready to play. We're going to need to work Bryce Hampton at the corner position some as well. And Sanusi has to be capable of playing there if we need him as well. Brandon Callaway will not be back. And so, yeah, that's a position that, we've got to manage the best we can. And who we put out there, we got to do the best job to get him schooled up, ready to go.
Is Callaway injured?
Yes.
Okay. Any update on Chris Jefferson, whether he'd be back this week or next?
Probably not likely for right now.
Jeff, what are some of the goals for this off week? I know you want to get healthy. Is there anything else you're working on personnel-wise or that you want to try to accomplish? I know it's not a real big window of time, but.
Well, I think we need to get a lot better, and that's always the goal. We've got some really good opponents that present us challenges, and we have to play efficient football in all three segments, and that doesn't happen. We're not going to win. And our guys need to understand that every game we have to play our rear end off as hard as we can. We've got to prepare. We've got to do a lot of the small things right. We've got to be more focused and concentrated on our assignments and exactly what we need to do. And then we've got to put our guys in the best position to get that done. So I just think it's a combination of all those, like always. You can't take anything for granted. You got to put the work in. Yes, when you have a bye week and you've lost, it's no fun. You got to have that simmer over you the whole time and have a bad taste in your mouth. But if you care enough, you'll try to do something about it to help your team improve and find a way to win. But we've got plenty of work to do. And Iowa presents us challenges just like Wisconsin, where they're outstanding on defense and they have a solid running game. And if they get a lead, then we're going to have to fight and scrap. If we can get a lead, it normally helps. So that's always the goal, but it's not always going to happen perfect. You have to be able to react when it doesn't, and we did not react well this past week.
As you went back over the film, what caused Aiden the problems that he had on Saturday?
Well, as you look at it, a couple of throws he made were not like him. I mean, the first interception, guy standing right there. So I don't know if he thought he'd get it in there or not, but they're dropping 8 in coverage. They have guys sitting right there. You got to go through the progression. We had a triangle read with a drive route and someone over the middle and that little angle route, and the angle route wasn't open, so you can't throw it. And so whether you find one of the others or run it, that's what you got to do. And I don't care what down it is. And unfortunately, the second one, both linebackers blitzed, so I think he thought the middle would be open. And, of course, the safety from the boundary did take a token step like he was going to play cover 2 and came over the middle, but he has to see it. I think because he was getting immediate push up the middle, he wanted to try to get it out soon, and you can't have it. So, I mean, I think he knows that. You're going to get 11 to 13 possessions normally a game, and you can't have an interception for a touchdown and another costly interception that gives them great field position against a team like that. And, he's played some good football. It just was not his best day. So, as an offensive play caller, you got to figure out ways to help him out so that it doesn't happen again. But, we could not overcome that.
Chance for Charlie to get healthy, I guess, for these couple weeks, right?
And without question, this week we'll fully try to get him all all the rest he can. Yeah, it's just one of those things. I think he plays hard. Didn't practice at all last week. Came out and played. He was in a boot all week long. And this week, it's almost like he gets a new nick every week. So we just got to get him as healthy as we can, and hopefully get him to practice some next week. And the others got to continue to step up and make plays for us. And our quarterback has to feel comfortable spreading the ball around. And we've got to have balance, but at the same time, we can't have turnovers. And I just think as a team, in all three segments, we didn't play at the level we need to in order to win.
How will you spend your Saturday? You gonna watch some football? Kick back and lazy
Well,
boy?
I'm watching so much now just to try to see how we can improve. But no, normally when you've lost and you're trying to figure out a way to win, you kind of avoid watching it a little bit. But of course it'll be gone, and I know that. But we've got a good stretch of teams coming up, and we've got to get ready to go. So we'll continue to tweak things as we can to get ready for Iowa.
I think you said last week that the assistants are going on the road to visit the commitments.
Yeah, for the most part. Some of our guys will leave Wednesday night, and they'll be on the road Thursday, Friday. And we'll see our commitments. At the same time, we also go to other spots as well, if time allows, which it will, to see some other prospects that we think can possibly help us as we move forward.
During your tenure here, I think coming out of off weeks, you guys have played better and, got some wins out of that. Is there any common theme there? Or is it just...
Well, I hate to say it, the common theme is we normally lose going into the bye week, and that's miserable. But that's football. So all I can say is you got to use it for motivation, and hopefully our team does. And sometimes it depends on what opponent you have coming up next. But people can say whatever they want. Iowa plays good defense, won a lot of football games, they run the football. If we don't play well, we're going to lose. It's just the bottom line.
With Jenkins, would Scotty be the next guy up there to get some more snaps there? Is there anybody behind Scotty that you would use at the Leo position?
Well, I think Scotty would be next up. Dick Caraway, somebody we'd like to get in more snaps as well. So he definitely would move up to that position as well. KJ, I give him credit. He plays really good football for us. He's been nicked up and injured a lot. He comes back faster, almost as fast as anyone we have. He can play through pain. He loves to compete. He's one of our hardest working players every game, every practice. So he's been just a great leader, and it's been by example. And he's a little undersized for that position, but he goes hard, and he's very valuable to our team.
I saw Yanni working with the linebackers on Saturday. Is that a permanent move for him?
Well, with Yanni, we always want to try to get him on the field. I think he's got the ability to both play that Leo position and linebacker. Weight-wise, he's at that 230, 235 range. I think he needs to be able to play both. And right now, our linebacker depth is not as deep as our depth at defensive end and on the defensive line. So we want him to get schooled up for both. It won't happen overnight, but you never know by the end of the season where he'll be at. And then moving forward, he needs to be able to play both. And I just think that he wants to get on the field, and we got to find a way to get him on the field.
Going back to Aiden, obviously last year after the bye week, he had a really strong end of the season. Just what do you see from him, just from a preparation standpoint, that'll allow him to really take advantage of this off week and come back better as a result of it?
Well, we have full confidence in Aiden because he works his rear end off, and he's a great teammate, and he cares, and he'll do whatever he can to improve and get better. We've had a stretch of quite a few turnovers, and luckily we've been able to win a few of those games, and that's not normal. So we've got to figure out a way to knock it out. And it's not overcomplicated, but the quarterback position has to be able to tuck the football and run it at times. When teams are dropping 8, he has to be able to find the check down as the last straw before he runs it, and just take care of the football. And I just think something we talk about and harp on a lot, and and he understands that, and I just think he knows that, that position needs to not necessarily just play extremely well, but just be efficient and allow us the ability to either score or punt the football and not turn it over.
Is there any young guys you really want to look at these next 2 days to kind of see where they're at in their development, and if there's some guys there that can help you in the last month?
Well, we've got, today was a good day of practice for those guys. Quite a few of our guys, we've used quite a few. When we say the young guys now, these are some young guys that, aren't ready yet, but are getting closer. We need to get a group of offensive linemen ready to go for the next time we need them, whether that's this year or next year. There's some young tight ends that I would like to see emerge as playmakers for us. That needs to happen at some point, so we need to work hard at that. Those are the two main positions. Some of the other positions, either we have some depth that's not quite ready, or we need to find more depth. But I just think those positions we'd like to see emerge here soon.